You know that feeling when you see a video of a new game that recently came out and then you look at your PC with sadness and say, I wish I could play this game. And your PC is like, don't even think about it, mother. Then you remember you still have Fortnite and the only person you can't play as in Fortnite is your dad, and I'm sure that's cause his picture hasn't fallen into Epic's hands yet. You want to be Kratos? Boom, you can be in Fortnite. Do you want to be a singer? Boom, you can be in Fortnite. All of fucking Marvel? Boom, Fortnite. What? A banana? Fortnite. Now think if other games were like this too, God forbid. Okay, I meant story games. Just let me get to my point. In this video, I want to do the same thing in Photoshop and combine several characters to create cool collabs. For the first collab, I'm considering Kratos x Mario, one of the most iconic characters and the most iconic character, and this is not my saying. There is a high chance that even your grandfather knows Mario. Aside from their iconicity, I thought it would be interesting to combine someone that fixes your parts with someone that destroys your parts, if you get what I mean. What I'm thinking is to basically turn Mario into Kratos and then put him in the world of God of War to kill this character because I hate it and I don't know why. There is a very high possibility that Nintendo will sue me after this video because the first thing I want is a naked Mario, and if you think that they won't find me because I have low subscribers, you are very wrong. In fact, they spend more time in these cases than making consoles. You don't want to know what I've been through searching for a naked Mario pic in the internet. It was bad, like very bad. So I started drawing, even though my drawing is terrible, but I was able to get a good result at this nude drawing, which makes me sad. And you know, I thought that I might want to design with it again in future. That's why I saved a copy of the sketch in a separate file for educational purposes only. Back to the video. In this part, I started to take off some of Kratos' clothes. Oh my god, no, I don't mean it like that. Well guys, I add and arrange the chest piece and the skirt. You are not in danger to get banned anymore. Oh shit. After adding pants and shoes too, it was time to change his skin color. Because Kratos is an emo and his whole skin is white and grey. Some gradient and sampling. Excuse me for a moment. I need a good sign to continue. Adding some shadows, that's that. That was essentially easier than it seemed to be. After changing the color, I felt that his body has no texture, so I added a skin texture and then I remembered that I have forgotten about hand pieces. What? How can a person remember that he forgotten something? I feel that is not a correct sentence, but I mean what is actually correct in this channel anyway. Sorry for all of these characters, but I'm sure it's not worse than what Fortnite did to you. Warp, adjust shadow. Okay, now the other one. Warp, adjust shadow. After adjusting almost everything, we finally got to the fun part, drawing the marks. Because Mario only clean up the parts, I increased the contrast and color to make it look more undamaged. Of course, I don't mean that Mario's job is easy, but I mean like, come on. Now adding the axe to Maritus. I'm sorry. We keep going. After finishing everything, it's time to put him in the God of War's world, which I won't show the process because it's so boring. So here it is. Mario, yes. For our next collab, I got two of the best hunters in gaming history. Geralt and the Hunter from Bloodborne. It has been 10 years since these two masterpieces released. In these past 10 years, 16 CODs, 5 Assassin's Creeds with 10 plus DLCs, and 20 billion tons of other garbages have been produced. CDPR has recently introduced The Witcher 4, which I'm so hyped for, but when you ask about Bloodborne from Sony, they just refuse to elaborate and leave. And I hope we hear about Bloodborne 2 soon, because I can't wait to use their skins in Fortnite. For this edit, I want Geralt to be in Yharnam. Even thinking about it makes me hard. For the first thing, I had to find and download clothes to start the edit. And those who have seen my previous videos knows that clothes are my biggest enemy in editing because I can never find a proper photo of them. But this was not the case for Hunter's clothes. And on the contrary, I found many things that are not exact but suitable. So there is still hope. First, I added the jacket and it fits very well on Geralt. The glaze is great. I added the proper coat too, and because Geralt's shoulders are very wide, but no really, his shoulders are very wide. So I had to cut the coat into 2 pieces and those 2 pieces into 2 other pieces. So I have a little more freedom to adjusting it. This process was really time consuming, but when I was sure about the clothes placement, I went for the pants, and thank God that this picture I have of Geralt is not full body. Otherwise I would have spent the whole night on this one edit. Then it was time for Hunter's signature, the hat, which I used the Hunter's own hat because the other hats that I found wasn't this beautiful. When I first started this edit, I thought that there was no need for a shirt under the jacket, but it seems it was needed. I also found a nice scarf, which it was very crumpled, but I will fix it with mixer brush later. For now, I'm just focusing on the correct placement of clothes part. I didn't want to put a mask on his face because girl's face is very sexy. Mom, I think I'm gay. I thought that he might be able to hit on Lady Maria, but on the other hand, I didn't want him to smell this damn thing. Next thing was the belts. I'm sure during the design of Hunter's clothes in the studio, their conversation was something like this. How many belts should we put on him? Yes. 4 belts on the jacket, a full-length one on the coat, and 2 on the pants where it actually should be. I once again used Hunter's pick for hand pieces because I couldn't find a side pick of them. I then put 2 leather gloves on him, and then I started working on the chains on his jacket and scarf, which to be honest, I thought it would turn out much worse than this. I once again borrowed something from the Hunter, his gun. Why I said borrowed this time? You know, this is a time event and you can enjoy it only when you are doing it. And of course, if you subscribe to my channel. For the last part, I added the fans favorite, Saki River. But let's be honest, we all know what the actual legend is. Now that I've finished placing everything, it's time to give it some depth and fix some of its problems. Oh my god. For example, I gold plated all the silver chains and buttons on his coat and smoothed the scarf as I said before, and tried to make the design more natural by adding shadows to different parts of it. I fixed his mask, I fixed the empty look on the sleeves, and I also made the matching part between the sleeve and the coat a little more clean. I changed the color of different parts of the clothes, including the hat, so they look integrated, and by adding a bit more light and shadow and making a cover for this collab, which I won't show its process again cause it was boring as hell. So by the end of all that, we finally got this result. Even though this edit took a lot of my time and my eyes, and it's 3 in the morning now. But let's just not waste any more time and move to the next collab, which is Pac-Man X Johnny Sins. No, Lex Luthor. Oh my god, Agent 47. But I mean, look, if you look closely, Agent 47 and Johnny Sins aren't really the same guy. There is not a special reason behind why I chose these 2 characters for collab. I just thought Agent's head looked like an egg and both of them have the word man in their names, so I thought it would turn out funny. First, I erased his mouth and one of his eyes and gave him a skin texture which made him look like a cheese ball. In the next step, I blackened his gloves and put a gray color on where I want his pants and sleeves to be. No matter how much I thought about it, I didn't understand exactly how Pac-Man would wear clothes, like SpongeBob or like Mike Wazowski, but how Mike will wear them. Fuck. Since it was late and I just wanted to finish the edit, I chose the easy way, as always, and continued with only sleeves and pants. I also gave a fabric texture to these areas and worked on the light very basically. I should have left this edit for tomorrow, but unfortunately my brain was not braining at that moment. Yeah, my brain doesn't braining ever. If it did, I wouldn't be making something like this now. I started working on the face by adding an eye and a mouth. Blending them on the skin once again was thanks to usage of mixer brush. I would marry it if I could. Holy shit, I still have PTSD from that movie design. These designs are really cursed in the whole other level. I also changed the wing because the original wing was too happy and it doesn't fit Agent's character at all. Next thing was the shoes. It is true that these shoes are much better for assassinating and then running. How do I know that? I didn't say I know that. But as you know, the main goal in all games is one thing: the drip, and Agent 47 is drip the hell out. That's why I chose a classy pair of shoes for him. Now it's time to give him a good pistol so that he can have more fun while killing those poor souls. Of course he can eat them too, but that's just lazy, even for me. Here is our character. I really couldn't come up with a funny name, sorry. Or maybe you're welcome. Did you know that I once wanted to be a doctor? We want a cover for this disaster too. Strangely, the pink color of the background of Hitman and the yellow color of Pac-Man's logo are very good together. Maybe it wasn't such a bad mix after all. Why the sun is out already?